Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom. It's your brother Joshua back with another quick coffee break and a quick exhortation for the brothers and sisters in the truth. Right? First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, right? And I just want to come to you and give you a little comfort through the scriptures and just understand that throughout whatever you're going through in life, anything that arises against you, any evil or whatever may befall you, the Lord got you, right? It's imperative that we have comfort through the scriptures in these last days because, some brothers might get weak and faint and lose hope in these last days, especially when all hell is beginning to start to break loose. Things are starting to go awry. It never seems to get right in your life, right? And as time goes on, the world is going to become more darker and darker. So now we got to understand that the Lord got you. In any situation, you must trust in the Lord, right? You must understand that the Lord is always going to be your guide, and he's going to walk through with you through the fire, man, right? Taking instances from the scriptures of old, man. Our forefathers, these accounts you have to take in of what the Lord has done for our people, man, right? And even up till today, the things that the Lord has done for you. You're still here. You're still living. You're still breathing. You're still talking, right? You have your health, right? You have your family, right? You have your wisdom, your sanity, things of that nature. So you got to understand and take what is given to you from the scriptures and understand that these things of old were written for your liking, for your comfort, to keep you going, man, in these last days, right? So let me get a quick precept in Sirach chapter 2 and verse number 10. It says, "Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?" Right? So that's the question. Who of our forefathers were ever forsaken, man, when they called on the Lord, man? With a broken and contrite heart, with a sincere heart, man. And really, reached out to the Most High with tears and trembling and fear, right? And begging for some type of relief from their anguish and their stress, man. Those that walked in the light, right, of the commandments and did what the Lord had asked, who was ever forsaken, man? Not one. Not one man, not woman, not one child, man, was forsaken for the Lord. Why? Because they understood and had faith in the Most High that he would save them out of the situations, right, that they were in. And the Lord said these things you have to partake in. You have to look and see how they got through the situations that they got through by leaning on the Lord and not their own understanding, man. Right? Let me get a real quick precept, man. Real quick, just to add to that, right? And I often like to come to give this exhortation to brothers and sisters because sometimes, we seem to forget when we go through the fire, when we go through trials and tribulations, we seem to see, in ourselves that there's no way out. We seem to, get barred from the understanding that the Lord is always with us and to not be afraid, right? That we have to trust in him in those situations where all things are going, south. And what we should do first. Our first mind as so-called human beings, man, as men, we like to start, reaching for every other thing besides the Most High, man. We start wanting to try to figure out how to get it or wiggle out of situations of our own, accord, man, and try to handle things and often get stressed and overwhelmed, right? That's why those things happen, because we try to lean on our own understanding rather than calling on the Lord. Right, so this is the book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures may have hope," man. We might have hope in those things, man. So that's what we have to look for, the hope, and call upon the name of the Lord when things are happening. And when we, often fall into these situations, we got to understand that when we don't, call on the Most High, that is a clear example of a lack of faith. because that's the first thing that should come to mind. The wisdom should meet you at that instant to say, I need to call upon the Most High when this bad situation happens, man. You know, I need to call upon the Most High even when good things are happening. I need to always be calling on the Most High first and foremost, man. Even when I wake up and open my eyes, man, or whatever I receive, I give thanks, man. And whatever I don't have, the things that are taken away from me, I still need to be giving thanks to the Most High. That shows that you believe in the Lord, man. What is that called? That's called faith, right? In a situation when you don't use the Lord, right, and lean upon him with all understanding, that is a lack of faith, right? And the Lord said those that have lack of faith, it's impossible to please him, right? So when you're not pleasing in the sight of the Lord, then, you know, your prayers can't be answered. Things start going awry. Then, you know, all hell can possibly break loose, right, in your life, right? So let's get Hebrews 11:6 real quick. And it says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Right? So you must believe that the Lord is a rewarder. Right? He's going to reward you at the end of the day if you're doing things that are pleasing in his sight. Right? You have to be doing what the Most High is pleased with in order to be rewarded for those things that you're needing in your life, that you're asking for, right? Or things that you need relief from, that the Lord is going to come get you and extinguish that fire that you're going through, or even guide you through the fire to purify you at the end, right, of that road, man. The end of that so-called disaster or whatever it is you're going through, man, the turmoil, right? So you got to understand first that you must believe that he is, right? That he's going to be there, that he's going to walk with you. That even when those certain temptations or those things arise, that he can get you out of that, man. He can bar you from any situation just by your belief. And what does that mean by believing? It's taking heed to his commandments, man. Doing what is asked of you. Keeping the commandments of the Most High is what shows you that you truly believe in the Lord, man. Right? Let me prove that real quick, right? And we'll move on. I don't want to stay too long, right? This is the book of Sirach, right? Chapter 32 and verse 24. It says, he that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment, and he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worst, man. So when you trust in the Lord, man, you're not going to fear the worst things possible. Because if you truly believe, meaning you're going to do what is asked of you by keeping the commandments, right? That's how you show that you love the Lord. And if you show the Lord that you love him by doing what he asked of you, then he's going to do things that are profitable for your life, man. And get you out of that fire, bar you from the temptations that are coming to you, man, right? And you must believe that he's going to do that, right? By believing in him, trusting in him, by doing what is asked of you, man, right? So let's get another precept real quick, right? Like I said, I don't want to stay too long. I just want to hit a couple points real quick and let brothers and sisters enjoy the Sabbath. Right, so this is the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the whole world and try them that dwell upon the earth. So the Lord said, because you kept the word of my patience, man, right, I'm also going to keep you from that hour of temptation. Those things that come upon you that try to, you know, deter you from the truth, or, you know, make you, fall into a stoop of, you know, depression or stress or anything of that nature, man. The Lord is going to keep you from that hour that come upon you, man. Right? When the spiritual demon Satan's trying to come upon you, man, and tempt you with all type of madness, man, and get you discouraged, get you out of the spirit, man. The Lord is going to send that comforter down to you, man, and understand that, look, hey, you cannot prevail over this one, right? Because they kept the word of my patience. They keep my commandments diligently, man, right? And I'm going to fight for this one, man, right? because I'm the Lord and I set up things around this earth and I take care of every one of my creations, right? How much so more is he going to take care of you? The Lord makes sure the birds eat every day. He makes sure even the worms get their nourishment, man. Even the trees are brought up in their season, the flowers, man, and they bud and they pollinate and all these things in their season. He takes care of everything, man. How much more you, right? You got to think about that. Matter of fact, let's get an account, man. Let's go to Matthew real quick. Right, Matthew chapter 6. Right, Shalaki. It's the book of Matthew chapter 6. And I'm going to jump down to verse number 30. And it reads, wherefore, if Yahweh so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? Right? So the Lord said, look, I take care of the grass, man. It grows on my command. I make sure it gets the proper sunlight, the water, the oxygen and all these things to take care of the grass, that can be here one moment and gone the next, man. Cut down by a lawnmower or stepped on or just wither away in the heat, right? How much more you, being his son, his daughter, man, keeping his commandments, how much more is he going to take care of you, man? If he take care of simple things like grass, man, right? You got to think about that. And it says, verse 31, Salakia, therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all this, Salakia, these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth ye have need of all these things, right? The Lord knows that you have need of what you need of. He already knows, your spirit making, inquisition of what you need, man. The Lord already know what you need, man. Right? And it says, but seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So you have to be seeking the kingdom of the Most High. You have to be seeking Yahweh and his ways first, right? In order for these things to be added unto you, man. Right? You got to understand that whatever, you're going through, you have to first put your trust in the Lord, man. Right? And he's going to see you through any situation. He's going to have you overcome because you keep the word of his patience, man. Right? You have to keep that in mind. Right? That's a beautiful thing. Right? Let's get another quick precept real quick. Let me get this in First Maccabees. First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 60. It says, I'm going to start at 59. It says, Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, by believing, were saved out of the flame. So we know that Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael is who you would call Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? We understand the story that they were cast into the fiery furnace, man, and they weren't even touched by the flames, man. Right, because the Lord brought them out of that because they refused to bow down to idols, man, and worship other gods, but they believed in the Lord and wanted to keep his commandments, man. So he saved them out of that fiery furnace, man. And that's a beautiful account, man. Right? And it says, Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions, right? And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome, man. Right? That none that put their trust in him shall be overcome, man. Right? Daniel was a righteous man in captivity. Right? Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, the same, man. Righteous men in captivity, man. But they trusted in the Lord, man. And they went against the system, right, of the beast, man. Right? At their time. And they understood that they had faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And they understood that even though we're going to serve the Lord to death, man. So they were willing to die for what they understood and believed in, man. By serving the Lord, having faith in him. That it could be possible for him to deliver them in that situation. And guess what? It happened. Right? They were literally in the midst of fire. right, that did not touch them, nor did smoke even cleave to their clothes, man. Daniel was laid actually in a den full of lions, man, that the angels came and closed the mouths of these lions, man, right? Because their belief, man, in the Lord. And sometimes, man, your mortal mind can't really wrap around that, because a lot of people, want to look at the scriptures like they just fairy tales and stories, man, because they truly don't believe, man. Right? When we look at the scriptures, we look in sincerity and truth, and we understand that the Lord is true and his word is what he say. Like they say in the world, his word is his bond, man. And he is about what he say. Right? He's not a man that he should lie. And we that truly believe in him, we follow him wholeheartedly and do what is asked to be pleasing in his sight, that we too can be delivered out of that, trouble, even unto death, man. Because even in death, there's a deliverance, man. Then there's troubles, right? So we got to understand that there's nothing too hard for the Lord. The Lord can do whatever he want to do, man. He can give you anything you ask for as long as you trust in him, man. Right, let's get another precept real quick. Let's go to the book of Genesis real quick. Let's go to Genesis, right? Let's get the account of Sarah, when she was told that she was going to have a son, man, in her old age, man, right? 18, Genesis 18, and I'm going to start at 13. I'll just start at 12, because this is the account where the Most High had told Isaac that Sarah was going to conceive a son, and she was in her old age. She was stricken in years. And it says, therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also. And the Lord said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of a surety bear a child, which I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? Right? I'm going to read that again. It says, is anything too hard for the Lord? So Sarah had doubt in her mind, like, hold on, I'm an old woman in my 90s, man. How am I supposed to have pleasure that comes with sleep? How am I supposed to have and bring forth a child, man? That's just not true. She doubted a little bit. But the Lord was saying, hey, oh, ye of little faith, why are you laughing? Is there anything too hard for the Lord, man? And that's the question of the day that you should be asking yourself, man. And when you wake up in the morning, man, and even the next day, is there anything too hard for Yahweh, man? Right? You should always be keeping that in mind. Is anything too hard for my God, man? Right? And the answer to that question is no. There's nothing too hard for the Lord, man. So you should have that faith, man, right? That the Lord is going to take care of you in any situation. It's an easy thing for the Lord to say, you know what, man, this brother has been, keeping my word, man, for so long, man. He's been destitute. Guess what? I'm finna turn his situation around just like that, man. And it's very easy for the Most High, man, to do whatever he wants to do, man. Right? Let's get another real quick precept, man. Sirach, right, 11 and verse number 21. Is matter of fact, I'm sorry, verse 20. It says, be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work, man. Continue to keep that faith and be strong, and wax old in the work of the Lord. And it says, marvel not at the works of sinners, man. Right? But trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. Right? For it is easy a thing in the sight of Yahweh on of a sudden to make a poor man rich, man. So it's easy in the sight of the Lord, man, to turn your situation upside down to back the right side up, man. You know what I'm saying? To take care of you, man. To get you out of that bond. Right? To get you out of the situation that burdens you, man. Take you out of that hole, man, and set you on high places with princes, man. Right? Get you out of that dunghill, man, and sit you amongst royalty, man. The Lord can do all that, man. Right? In your worst temptations, man, the Lord is going to deliver you out of that, man. Right, let's get this last precept real quick, man. Right, let's stay in Sirach. This Sirach chapter, let's go to 33. Let's start from the top. It says, there shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him. Right? So that's playing upon tables, man. It's easy for the Lord to take that evil away, man, and that temptation away and everything that ails you, man, right? And take care of you in that last instant, man, and deliver you out of all of that, man. So, it's time to wake up, Israel, and understand that the Lord is on our side, man. For as the commandment keeping faith having Israelites, man, at the end of the day, we going to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua because he loves us. And we have to trust in him. But with that, I hope it was edifying. Have a mighty Sabbath and keep striving for the truth. Shalom.